welcome to another episode in the series, Homo Politicus. Well, you might ask, what do we do here? We like to hold conversations about contemporary issues thrown up by contemporary Nigeria. I'm Cyril Abaku, standing in for Citizen Jones, by the way. Today on the show, we have nowhere to go. Now, you might have heard those words long over the weekend. They become famous and have been trending ever since former governor of Benue State, Samuel Yotam, used them to convey the loyalty of his political bloc, the G5 governors of Yo, to back President Bola Tinubu for the 2027 presidential election. Yes, you heard me right. That election should be about a decade away, in a manner of speaking. But in politics, 1,000 years may be as short as a day, and a day may just be as long as a whole millennium. 2027 politics and the support of the G5 governors for President Bola Tinubu. Too early or too late? To broach the subject with me in the studio, I have today constitutional lawyer, human rights activist, and president of Voters Awareness Initiative, Barrister Wale Ogunade. Barrister, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Happy New Year to you.
Same to you. And Happy New Year to our people too.
Yes, in a manner of speaking, it's been ages since I set my eyes on you, but it's a joy to have you in the studio to listen.
To God be the glory. We thank God for the gift of life.
Yes, except that we're having to begin our discussion on a note that is maybe a bit too uptight. Politicians are already scheming for the next election, which is about, I mean, you could say it's like a decade away. This is 2024, and they're already saying Mr. President for second term 2027. Are you happy about that?
I'm happy. Why am I happy? We human beings have our various intricacies and idiosyncrasies. I have 3 caps that I'm wearing. The one is on my head. I'm a pastor.
Okay.
I'm a lawyer. I'm an activist. Even I can go on. I'm a humanist. I'm a motivator and all. And in all, everything is in me. The pastor will always be praying.
Yeah.
The lawyer will always be lawyering.
Right.
The activist will always be involved in activism.
Yeah.
It's in his blood if it's in blood.
Yes.
So the politicians, you want the politicians to go and sleep? They have nothing doing.
That's who they are. That's what they do.
That's why I made that foundation for you.
Except that it appears they might have limited politics and politicking to just elections only.
No.
Isn't politics, I mean, you're president of Voter Awareness.
Yes.
Isn't politics bigger than elections alone?
Politics, that's where we are going. So it's not about elections. Politics is bigger than election. That's the issue. So it's not when the election is around the corner that they start politicking.
Yeah.
Politicking, it starts immediately after the last election.
It's a continuous process.
It's a continuous process.
Which brings me to the comment the former governor made. He said, we have nowhere to go. I mean, now that looks like a loaded, we have nowhere to go. We have nothing else to do. We have nothing else to think about. This is the
I've told you.
Like the Yoruba say, politics, lawa.
This is the time of politics. I've told you. Once election is over, the politician thinks about the next election. They don't think about governance. They will leave governance to civil servants and those who are the rest. They are involved in politics. As I'm talking to you now, political meetings are going around for 2027. The House of Rep people, the senators, those who want to go for national state houses as assembly, those who want to run for governorship. I've seen some of them. They've been giving Greek gifts all over. Greek gifts is when you give wayo gift. You're pretending that you are a philanthropist, whereas you are not, because elections are nearby.
How near are these elections, sir?
2027 is not far away. This is 2024. Before you know it, 2025, and of course 2026 is the cocoa year.
No, but in reality,
yes,
is this safe? Is this healthy for the polity? Because the polity isn't only made up of politicians.
Yes.
Politics, in a manner of speaking, could be very corrupting sometimes.
Yes.
In fact, a lot of the time. So, is this healthy for our social evolution? Is it healthy for Nigeria? For us as a people, is it a healthy thing that's happening?
I told you, I gave you the example of my own life. I'm here now. I never prepared for this interview, but here am I. The activism in me, you've risen it up. right? Along the line, if there is room, the pastor in me may come up and may start quoting the Bible passage, using it to talk to some people, and so on and so forth. But I told you, the politician is a politician. The only business he's involved in is politics. Don't forget, just as you have your own work as a journalist, and your own is that you want to ensure that the news goes out. The politician too want to be relevant, because the business of politics is relevance. If you are not relevant, you can't be a politician.
So are we wrong then to expect them to do? Looking at your concept of politics now as an ongoing thing, as something that continues. Perhaps, like we say in the middle, if you blink, you miss. You must be up. Yes.
Your eyes must be on the ball.
Yeah, but sure.
And the ball is the electorate.
But I thought that politics was meant to be a means to an end and not an end in itself.
Yes, it should be. But again, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the game is. All over the world. Till tomorrow, a Trump has not kept quiet. Even, what's his name now? Is it Cameron?
Isn't that because elections are closer than, in Nigeria it's a circle. In America, a year to or 6 months to, there's an uptick. But in Nigeria, it appears we borrowed this from the American people.
Don't worry.
They don't exactly.
Nigeria, they do overdo. Nigeria do overdo.
So this looks like knowing them for who they are, or this is just the way they behave, whether it's right or wrong. Because at some point we're thinking politics ought to be to deliver leadership, deliver good roads, deliver housing, deliver healthcare. But too much politics in the pot may become poison.
That's why we now come in.
Okay, good.
Ensuring that we put them on their toes.
Okay.
Like this is the era of budgeting, presentation, and we now begin to implement. That's why you and I and the people out there will not sit and fold their hands and begin to look. It is the time for budget implementation. When budget is implemented, then we will now see deliverables of democracy. And once we see deliverables of democracy, then you and I will be happy. Let them play their politics amongst themselves. Let them deliver the dividends of democracy to us. We care less who gets there. It is by their fruits. I don't hope I'm not going to the Bible. By their fruits, you shall know them.
But so former governor of Rivers State, Wike, organized
politician.
It was called a luncheon.
Politician. He left his Abuja base
to go and organize a luncheon.
You will see politics there.
And invite had all kinds of
his cohorts.
His cronies, his cohorts, his friends.
And left his enemies out.
His political tribesmen, to put it that way, by the way, Governor Fubara was not even there. But
it's a deliberate thing.
He invited his political tribesmen to the venue, and when they said we have no place to go, we're supporting the press. So let's pick one issue.
Yes.
Because I believe that politics involves virtually everything.
Yes.
It's like when in social science they're studying anthropology. It's a complete study of man. In politics, everything is involved. Once you touch the politics of any society, you've touched everything that's there. Policies, leadership, governance, everything you can think of. Governor Samuel Yotom, who is now saying we have no other place to go, is from the North Central. People in the North Central feel that the APC government at the center has not been very fair to them. He was governor of Benue and had to fight the federal government several times over killings in Benue. We saw what happened during Christmas in Plateau. This at the time it could have been Benue Plateau State as one state. And I'm wondering, when he says we are with the president,
they have nowhere to go.
Is he speaking the minds of his people who should deliver the vote for the president, assuming that was the case? Or was speaking for himself, believing that his vote will be the vote for the whole North Central? Isn't there a serious moral issue there?
The politicians carry their people after they have made their statements in Nigeria. Don't forget, I was involved.
And not the other way around.
No, I was involved with the third
force.
No, not third force. What's this Obasanjo agenda? Third term agenda. That was killed at the National Assembly. Thank God for Kenny Namani, he's alive. The civil society had to really deal with the situation that, look, we don't want any hidden thing. Bring everything to the yore. Let your people see what is happening. Let me just leave it at that. Where am I going is that the people, I wouldn't know what happened, transpired in the autumn case, But I know that definitely either he spoke for himself or he spoke for his people. He is a leader. And of course, he was talking as a leader. And of course, they belong to a group. And to all intents and purposes, that group delivered on their, to Tinubu.
They did.
Right? So to them, they want to establish some element of relevance. They can't keep quiet. There are still the booties, there are still the game of the war. Don't forget, after the war election, the next thing is to share the booty, which is the game. And what is the game? Political offices.
The spoils of government.
The spoils of government. So if that statement is to bring a lot of attraction to them, that we are ready to support you, come 20. So, of course, the man will begin to look at them. Okay, this man, Enugu, this one, Ebonyi, this one, Benue, this one, Oyo, this one, Rivers. And of course, to show, say, he didn't stay in Abuja. The man went to the Koko.
Where he has what they
don't forget, all politics
is local. Now, again, before I move to some other aspect of the conversation, still looking at the man like Governor Yotom, former Governor Yotom of Benue. At the time, the G5 governors were at the height of their power. Their leader, who ostensibly former Governor Wike, who is now Minister of the FCT, did support the president. He said he was going for Mr. Tinubu as his candidate. But there was some sort of divergence in the woods, as they say. While Wike went to the APC, the Governor Tom said he was going to support P2B of the Labour Party. Perhaps he's realizing late in the day that he went the wrong way. Now, now the question is, where is his realization taking him? To the part of personal gain or to the part of what will be better for Nigerians?
I'm laughing because the answer, you see, the fella even sang Opposite Man. He don't show himself. If you remember that song very well. Autumn knew he has messed up or he messed up in supporting Obi. It was clear that Obi could not go anywhere.
You saw that also.
I'm a lawyer and then I'm involved in political activities.
I'm not talking about the Supreme Court case.
I look at like on the ground. Yes. You don't win election if you have nobody for you. You don't have full soldiers. Elections in Nigeria is about a structure. That one is settled. You can't win election in the air. When the people are shouting, I just look at them because I've gone to the 774 local governments in this country. Yeah, I'm involved in voter education. I'm involved. I relate to politicians, and I go below. So I know. You want to win an election? The typical way, let me just paint it. On election day, they are our party agents. Then, of course, there are the people who want to encourage the party agents. I won't say discourage them, encourage them. And in doing that, votes will go your way. Your party agent is not there. Even if they vote for you, how can your vote go your way? Then let me go to the legal aspect. Maybe that will be for another day. But politicals on the political side, it is those that have people on ground to look. You can't put your corn on fire and go away. You are roasting corn. Maize rather, you put it on fire and you go away. What will happen to that corn?
It's going to burn. But let's bring the...
You need somebody to be turning it, to look at it. So there's nobody to look at it. And you say you are burning corn, you eat it.
Well, I mean, like rightly said, the P2B issue can be brought into this conversation. Take a lot of... but let's come back to the matter on the table. 2027, supporting the president for a second term, G5 governors. Is it coming too early? Is it coming?
Yes, I can assure you that the politician does not see it as coming early in the day. I've already told you the essence of this is spoiled. So he has, don't forget, this man told everyone when his other brothers were saying we are supporting Tinubu. He's the only one
who said he wanted to support the
he's the only one. I remember Ebonyi, he even delivered. Ebonyi delivered to APC. Oyo delivered to APC. Wike delivered to APC. Enugu did not deliver. But again, he was supporting. and he showed everything. But this man too, I like him. He's a plain man, very honest. He's eating the humble pie now. Claim, I support Peter Obi. But unfortunately, Peter Obi, Papa, he did not go anywhere in Benue. To now put this round, APC took that state.
So, the interesting question now is, what is the strength of this assertion? We're sticking with you. That is saying it by other means. If you say we're not going anywhere, it's like saying we're sticking with you invariably. But what have they seen in Mr. President? I mean, this is now, you are a constitutional lawyer, you are an attorney at law, you are an activist, you are involved in this thing. You are a politician who is not a politician, perhaps not a politician yet. What have they seen in Mr. President in 7 months, in 8 months? That is enough to give them the confidence that this man is man for the future, and that he deserves 8 years in the saddle when he's not even stayed up to a year yet. What are they seeing in the president? Or what do you think they've seen that other Nigerians have not seen that's giving them their confidence?
They have seen a smart man.
Great.
Somebody that can turn the table anyhow. It takes somebody that can turn the table for the presidency and everything to be against him and for him to win an election. Ordinarily, APC shouldn't come near even one state. Really one state. When we talk of the federal government. But the man won it because he's a smart guy. He went to someone like Wiki and spoke to him. I'm sure if you want my neck, I will give you. Just support me. And here we are. And the politicians are not concerned about this election. That they are looking at their own interests, how to be relevant. And this man that they think Wiki is not smart equally, he deliberately used autumn that has spoiled his soiled his finger with the Obi soup. The man say, yeah, you talk. So when the man hears, so you don't become born again.
Yes, so because I want us to bring the discussion to nuts and bolts. You've used the word, they've seen a smart man.
Yes.
By your own assessment.
Yes.
When you say smart,
yes.
So what do we define smart in
he's a politician.
No, yeah, I know. I mean, you're a lawyer. I'll give this analogy. When they read what in America they call them, is it Miranda rights? And they say, don't say anything, be quiet. You know, anything you say
will be used against you.
Is actually making your case worse. When you say the reason I made the turning was because my child was sick, you are telling them that I broke the law. You can keep quiet, go to court and plead, and the court can have mercy on you. But so morality and legality are two different things. On the moral side of it, does the president deserve the support they are purporting to give to him? You've seen him in a sense, voter awareness is a government watchdog. Looking at how the president has performed, does his performance deserve the kind of backing the governors say they want, the former governors or governors say they want, the G5 group say they want to give to him? Is it something that is worth?
I told you the issue is relevance here. They care less about what is on ground.
So when we break
the spoils of office have not gotten to them. Tinubu has been appointing people outside G5. It's a question. Wike, no be only you did there. We too do.
So do you look at? Because now we are going to be mixing it a bit. You are a pastor, which means you like to look at the moral side of things as well.
Yes.
So I sometimes have that thing in me. I like politics for what politics is. But again, sometimes I have to say, this is what I see, I feel is going to happen, even if I wouldn't endorse it. So, but these governors doing, if it's only on account of what they're going to get at the end of the day. And I've heard your Tom say before in the past, how he had been a bus conductor. What do you call a bus conductor?
A bus conductor. A garage boy. He was a garage boy before he became a bus conductor. And driver, commercial activities.
Incidentally, how he became a born-again Christian, and maybe even became a pastor or something.
But and he's not born again in politics. He's not born again in politics from maybe he has transformed into
a new man. He has become a new man.
And the Bible tells me, if a man be in Christ, all things are possible. So if he's not a new creature.
If a man be in Tinubu, what does he then become? I'm asking because, politics is not like Charles de Gaulle said one time. Politics can be left to the politicians alone.
Yes.
Children are observing.
Yes.
The future. I mean, youth are observing.
Yes.
Are these men doing what is right? What is good for emulation? Are they this support that they're giving the president? Is it the best they could have done? From a moral, perhaps a conscience. I mean, looking at this matter the way it is, we know that politicking is politicking. There's raw politic. There's a brinkmanship and so on. But what they are doing, is it for the rightness and wrongness of it? Let me again say this.
I get you.
In America,
I get you.
We talk about politics of the right and left. One of my mentors on the job, whom I'm standing in for today, said just to say in Africa it's a politics of right and wrong. Is this, when you look at it, is it right, left, right, wrong? How do you place it?
I've already told you, it is right to them. To us, you see, it's different. It's a different ballgame to everybody. I've told you they are playing politics of relevance. They want to be relevant. And politics have started. There are several ways.
Would you condemn what they've done, or you just...
No, fairness, I won't condemn what they have done. I won't condemn is that there's their own perspective. To me, ordinarily, I'll say, why? It's too early, but I'm in the game with them. I know that every minute is politics. They want to... Look, let's look at it. They want to be relevant. If they don't do it, some other group will do it. And the person, you see, you don't forget that it is first come, first serve. So now that they are done, you see their action now, you see how it will reverberate. Other groups now will begin to shout, talk, because they are looking for relevance. I told you the meat is still there, the game is still there, the spoils of office is still there, and the person who holds that lever is Bola Tinubu. So if Tinubu hears them, will say, okay, yeah, wrong or right, that doesn't matter to the politician. That's what I'm telling you. As an activist, I'll say, it's too early in the day, but I know that politicians don't know anything called right in the day. If we shout from now till tomorrow, that does not stop them.
Well, since we're discussing the next general election, which now looks like it's coming up this evening.
Yes.
Let's attempt to split us and pick issues one by one.
Okay.
The president's approach to governance has been called into question a number of times.
Yes.
I'll give you instances.
Yes.
One, we have seen a group called CAGRAM. They are called Consolidated Alliance of the APC. That they are helping, that they are canvassing, quote the word, canvassing for support for the president for 2027 in the north. So as I speak with you, there are groups in the north trying to sell the president to the north. But we've seen a case that now, if the president does not act quickly, that appears to wear the toga of favoritism. What do I mean? The president last week dismissed or suspended the head of an agency.
Okay.
I think Halima.
Okay, Halima, sorry.
Yes.
Halima.
But in eerily similar circumstances, Betta Edu is being left to stay in office. And we're wondering if you as a lawyer can attest to the fact that when there's a breach, I think is it the Financial Act? When there's an extant breach, that you can see it, but the president appears to be using different brush strokes for a similar case, one involving a northerner, one involving a southerner. If I'm to stretch it a bit further, Dangote is from the north, a number of them like that, and people are saying, and this former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Sadia Farouk, who just went to the FC this morning. So the question is the president not mindful of how this plays out for him? I mean, especially going into 2027.
Yes. Now we are looking at governance, not politics.
Yes.
And in governance, particularly when it comes to issues of procedure, the due process must be followed. Fairness, I've seen the reaction of the presidency in reaction to the Betty Edu matter. They said they are still investigating. Those ones they raised an issue that, yes, they contracted the projects out to an individual. I am a UN consultant and I'm a consultant to several other bodies. And in most cases, when they want to pay, they pay to my firm. Rather than to those people directly. They pay to my firm, or sometimes they pay to my account, my name directly. So I now disburse the funds to the co-consultants that manage. Like I do training program for police, I do training program for the disabled, I do training program for for voter education and so on. So, and I get consultant, resource persons. Those resource persons, we don't pay, because the whole essence is that instead of beleaguering them with names and all various, then give the account the consultant who is the person who will now relate with his people. So, but they say they are investigating. That's for the Deputy Edu matter. For the Halima issue, that one they have investigated. It's not as if it's a rush thing, right? So to me, they followed the procedure and they are still following the procedure. Apart from that, trust. This morning, it seems some people are even raising that issue of Betty Edu. And of course, it's something that cannot go under the carpet.
Even when there's we're not a court of law, barrister, so we cannot.
No, we are not condemning.
Not even pass what lawyers call ex cathedral announcement on a matter when
so they are investigating.
The minister issued a memo. The money be paid into the account of some of the ministry. Does that happen?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That we are investigating. I'm happy you have gone to that aspect of the law. Everybody is presumed innocent and they proved guilty. So the person that we are talking has not been found guilty because they are still investigating. And those that have been investigated and found guilty, the law is taking its course. I'll give you the example of Bawa. Bawa was investigated. I guess they found nothing against him, and the guy was released. That's the EFCC former boss. So to me, government will, if the government commits an infraction, you can be sure people like us will not keep quiet. We will not keep quiet.
And we don't think that the minister issuing a memo directing that money be paid into the account of a staff of the ministry.
Yes.
And there's documented evidence to show that she approved for people to fly to Kogi where
there's no airport there.
Okay. So so let's even go from governance administration. As an administrator, I'm thinking, shouldn't I ask her to at least step aside, let the investigation take place, and then she could be reinstated for all you care. Okay. But letting her remain.
I now get your gist. For that, yes, that should be done.
Because
if not for anything, the issue of that Kogi, for the mere fact that there is no airport there, if a minister tells me that she didn't know, that is a big error.
And they are going to pay, and they pay 70 million naira for those who flew down to distribute 20,000 naira.
So, if that is the situation, that she will tell the government or the president that she does not know that there is no airport in Lokoja or anywhere near Kogi State, then definitely there is something wrong with that minister. She ought not to be in office one day after that has been.
But she's in office.
Right? And that's what I said. She ought not to be. And that's why people like us, you and I and the press, what
should the president do?
No, it's a sack or suspension automatically.
Now, the reason I took us here is the fact that we are sitting in a TV studio. We have the luxury of a conversation. We can look at these issues and x-ray them and look at what's right from what's wrong. But in politics, they say symbols matter. Not so much about what is right or wrong, but the appearance of things, perception matters a lot. I was looking at the president's chances in 2027, and I'm thinking, we don't have this luxury of time. Who has the time to gather the massive voters in the north and tell them and explain how better it is different from Al-Mashehu. So the president has more important things, perhaps weightier things to address, which apparently doesn't look like he's addressing yet. And then we have governors who maybe, given their relevance, given their status, given their name, given who they are not out to set the agenda for government. They're not out to help the process. They are out for what they can
get.
Nigerians, the Emiloko mantra, without prejudice to the president. It is, like you said, Emiloko is a metaphor for what most people do. I'm aloneism, what I can get out of the process. So they are doing Emiloko and they are doing what can we get. Now, and one is wondering, is this helping us more than it is? Isn't this doing us more harm than good. Because in the end, if politics doesn't deliver the goods, who do we then blame?
People.
Not the leadership.
No, the leadership, we give them a blank check, I interact with them. They say the people don't interact with them. They don't come to them to ask what they are doing. Rather, they come to ask what they should be given. They should be given pittance. Look at the Christmas that just passed. People are giving bags of rice. Some of them, about 50 people or 20 people, will share a bag of rice. How long will that take them? Until the next Christmas? Or is it going to be a daily thing? But when you ask for good governance, when you put your leaders on the toe, then definitely, on their toes, then definitely they will deliver. And once they deliver, let me give an example. Ever since I've been a kid, I'm 62 years old now. Ever since I've been a kid, I've been hearing about Mambila, oh, you two laugh. I'm sure you two will grow to hear that. Till tomorrow, it seems it's in your backyard, Abi.
No, it's not.
It's in, okay, in Adama, Taraba, axis. Yes.
The Ogongola.
Till tomorrow, not today. In the budget is still there.
And there was a minister in the
budget is still there.
The permanent
every year, the humongous amount of money.
Had all the latest luxury cars in the world in his garden.
I voted for that project, and he has not seen the light of the day. Whereas the minister involved, just as you said now, the vehicle is living in luxury. We abject poverty. What they sell, even the permanent secretary, what they sell to us is darkness, not light. And I look where I stay now, we don't have that issue.
In taking this conversation home, let me ask this: we've seen what happened in Tundumbiri in Kaduna. We've seen what happened in Bokos, Barakenladi, Mango. Mango, the killings have been on since July. Isn't good governance the justification or legitimization for re-election other than crass, barefaced, daylight, primitive politicking as we see it going on?
I've already told you. This issue that you raised now. The first one, wait now, I'm going somewhere. The first one is what we'll look at. Look, I've already told you, the politicians have no business about human feeling. Their own interest.
Yet they are concerned that we don't engage them enough.
The way to change the narrative, the way to change the narrative is if we, the people, wake up to our responsibility to put them, like if maybe a group, some people from Benue go and attack Otonta, you are on your own. Some people from Mangu, from people from, where is it now? What do we have? Makurdi, some people from Oturpo. That's even his constituency. Begin to come on. What are you saying? We are hungry here. Don't you know what the economy is talking about? You must talk to your man or the man to first address this. When we see that is addressed, then we now say we want to follow him. Where did we say his language now? Where they belong or where they are going or whatever. Then we now follow you to where you say you belong. But for now, we are not going anywhere. Our vote, we know what to do with it. Then that will make sense to the politicians. Yeah, but the politicians, let me learn. The politicians, they don't see us, we the voters, they don't see us as anything.
Is there anywhere in Nigeria since 1999 that the panacea you're prescribing has ever happened in a way that it didn't lead to bloodletting? It was a peaceful, the constituents came together. Where?
Because I'm saying we have not gotten it, because that's why an autumn will come in 2024 January or January to make that statement. Because he's a politician. He cares less about what the people are going through. But he knows that yes, the vote will count. Performance is the index for which a vote somebody will win an election. No problem. But they know that this one now will bring them patronage. And the patronage will help them to now organize their vote and their people. And unfortunately, there is hunger in the land. So the people that are hungry, the little chin-chin that is shaped, not the crumbs of the chin-chin. I'm sure you have seen a chin-chin in a plate. They remove the chin-chin, there will be crumbs. That's what is distributed. The man will shake it to them, they will receive it, and you will use their tongue to lick it. I'm a grassroots man now. We use their tongue to lick the crumb, not even eating the chin-chin itself, to crack their teeth to enjoy what chin-chin is all about. So because of that, the politicians see the Nigerian people, particularly the Nigerian voters, as useless. Even the vote that you say is counting, they know that they know their way. And that's why a Fayose will come out with stomach
infrastructure. Great. So in taking this discussion, I would like for you to wrap your final thoughts into this question. What are the systemic institutional failures that give the Nigerian politician the sort of confidence that makes the voter invisible, that makes he doesn't see the voter or the ballot box as anything? Once he has said it's his turn, or it's the turn of his tribe or of his people, or anybody has anointed, from where he spoke, that's the beginning and the end of it all.
Because there's no office of the ombudsman, the office of the Nigerian citizen, where all of us can galvanize our thoughts that enough is enough. Let me tell you something. Section 14 of the 1999 Constitution is clear. The welfare and security of the people are the essence of government. So if government does not provide for the welfare and the security of the people, obviously it's not government and it's not supposed to be. And whoever holds such government or power at that reign or level should not be given the opportunity. The issue of the plateau killings and the Kaduna killings should be a thing of the past. If anything at all, I expect that Tinubu will look at it seriously. And Tinubu should forget all these praise singers and face his job. That's where his ability to come about a king comes in. Not the Otong, not the Wikis.
And the president wouldn't come out and say, anybody campaigning for me now is doing it too early, stop it.
No president will have told
that will be counterproductive.
You politician. You too. When I came into the studio now, my friend here was busy saluting you, calling you out, you are Abaku. I was looking at you, you are in this little place, you are nodding your head. You too, you are enjoying it. Not to talk of that man up there. Everybody wants to be celebrated. Look at the other one is that he comes and now be talking negative at you. Even your spirit will be boiling. You even want to box him.
I have to say that one is different.
You see me, my people. It's the same thing.
Barrister Wale, constitutional lawyer, human rights activist, and president of the Voters Awareness Initiative. We can't thank you enough for making it here with us in the studio.
To God be the glory.
On Homo Politicus.
Yeah.
That's about the size of our package right now. We want to thank you for keeping the faith with us today. Perhaps, as it's been said, when chapter 2 of the 1999 Constitution is moved to chapter 4 and made justiciable, the people will have more power to be able to hold government accountable. But for as long as people are disempowered and are weakened, it is only the normal thing to see that politicians continue to hold sway, saying what they want to say, doing what they want to do, as far as they can be held to account. On this note, we call it a day on Homo Politicus. Do well to join us again for our next episode. Do well to also subscribe to our page on YouTube at Enterprise TV 7. The same tag, the same handle applies to all our social media handles. You may also visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.